Ali Bongo Ondimba, President of Gabon, and I'm to send a message to all the friends that we have all over the world to tell them to make noise, for the people here have arrested me and my family. My son is somewhere, my wife is in another place, and I'm at the residence. Right now, I'm in the residence and nothing is happening. I don't know what's going on. So I'm calling you to make noise,
What's up, my people? This is Expressive Tone TV, conveying your thoughts and feelings to the world. Breaking news. Another military coup in Gabon. My people. Hey, I cry for Africa. I sorry for my Africa. I sorry for my Nigeria. Another coup again in Gabon. In case you don't know Gabon is just close to Cameroon here. They have border with Cameroon. You just have boundary between Cameroon and Nigeria. When you enter Cameroon, you will enter Gabon. They are not far from us here, though they are in the side of the Central Africa. It is also a French colony. This Gabon that we are talking about is a country that is very rich, extremely rich in natural resources. And there are not many too. There are about 2.3 million people living in that country. They have oil, petroleum like Nigeria. They have iron ore. They have gold. They have silver. They have uranium. They have timber, hydropower. They have everything in that country. But do you know the irony of this country? They have had only 3 presidents since inception of that country as Gabon. Since France gave them the independence that they claim to have given them, they have had just 3 presidents. The second president of Gabon was Umar Bongo. Umar Bongo is the father of Ali Bongo, the present president that his government has just been hoisted. Umar Bongo, who is the father of the present president, ruled that country for 41 years. From 1967 to 2009 when he died, meaning he ruled the country till death from 1967 till 2009. He died in government. And after his death, his son took over from him as if his progenitor or his, what do you call it, this king monarchy, as if it's a monarchy. His son took over from him. And since 2009 till now, the son has been there. He has been the one ruling. Who do us, Africa? Who do us? Who do us this thing? That we cling on to power like this with all the wealth of that country. And there are not many. They are not even up to a state in Nigeria. They are not up to a state. How many people are in a particular state in Nigeria? Even Rivers State, how many people are in Rivers? There are just 2.3 million people living in that country. With so much resources, they are almost the most blessed country in Africa. But yet, the people, they are poor. They are suffering. A particular family, father and son, has been ruling a country for 56 years. Even when Ali Bongo was sick, he had stroke, he still held on to power until he became better. How about my people? Anyway, let it not be that I'm the one cooking this up. Like I told you, please subscribe to my channel. Press the notification bell. Like the videos. Like the video. Let everybody in the world see what is happening, because revolution is coming to Africa. It's not as if I'm supporting military rule. Definitely, there is nothing like a democratic government. But what we are practicing in Africa, is it democracy? Are you sure we practice democracy in Africa? Or is demonstration of grace, like Fela said? Is it democracy that we are practicing? Okay, see what is happening in Nigeria right now. See what is happening in Nigeria right now. I'm very sure that Tinubu, wherever he is today, will be afraid. Eh? When you instate an illegitimate government, this is what you get. This is what you get. So please, I'm going to be showing you videos. Watch the videos. Watch them to the end. We are all learning from all these things that are happening.
That they are cancelling the results of the country's recent election and dissolving all the institutions of the republic. It comes hours after Gabon's electoral body announced President Ali Bongo, who had been re-elected for a third term in Saturday's general election. He's said to have won with 64% of votes cast. Mr. Bongo's reappointment would have continued the family's 56-year grip on power of the resource-rich but poverty-hit nation. His father, Omar Bongo, was its president from 1967 until his death in 2009. Fine.
Ayo, today words fail me. When you take a snapshot of our beautiful continent, the beauty is fading away because of the madness of its leaders. The beauty of Africa is fading away because people that are supposed to be proudly Africa, that are supposed to call on Mama Africa every time to bring peace and succor to its people, are the ones taking the peace away from its people. The beauty of Africa is fading away. And I ask, where is Africa today? All over Africa, we have returned to the era of coups. Between 1957 and 1990, we had over 100 coups in Africa. In the space of a couple of months now, we've had 2 coups. The question is, where is it going to happen next on the African continent? What starts the cycle of all these coups? Bad leadership. But like I always say, you can't solve illegality with another illegality. Because the truth is, you just set up a chain reaction. So with this, I would like to condemn that coup this morning in Gabon. I would also condemn Ali Bongo, the seat-tied president of Gabon, that inherited the presidency like it's a family stew from his father, Omar Bongo. Despite the wealth and the oil resource in Gabon, never provided anything for the citizens, but provided all for themselves. Despite his own ill health, we all saw when Ali Bongo had a stroke and he had to move around in a gingerly form, but he still went ahead to sit tight in power. And that's what you see all over Africa. Should I talk about Bouteflika? Should I talk about Emerson Mnangagwa? That now he's won another election that are highly disputed in Zimbabwe. Ali Bongo pushed himself on and on. He finally won the election, but the coup plotters said, no, we can't allow this to continue in our country. When are we going to have that Africa that Thomas Isodowe Noel Sankara talks about? When are we going to have that Africa that Thomas Sankara will always say, la colonialism, abar. Imperialism, abar. Down with imperialism. Down with colonialism. Down with coups. Bad leadership, abar. When are we going to have that Africa? That sweet Africa. That bad leadership, imperialism, colonialism, everything bad will be a thing of the past. Today I cry for Africa, but I hope I don't cry too long.
Well, Gabon or Republic, Gabonais in its French, the French word for the country called Gabon, should or ought to be one of the richest countries on the continent of Africa, especially because of its many resources and the small population. So in terms of per capita income, it should be a thriving economy. However, unfortunately, due to bad leadership, has already been explained, and what almost seems like a monarchy, the country has not been able to achieve its full potential. And we saw reactions just yesterday into this morning. We got the reports that the military in Gabon have staged the coup, citing bad leadership and doing it on behalf of the Gabonese people and taking back their country. Already it's been established how many years the President Ali Bongo has been in office, his father inheriting the position from his father, Omar Bongo. And the fact that even though in many countries on the continent of Africa, we talk about the fact that we practice democracy, but democracy looks like imperialism, looks like monarchy system, looks like a family business, doesn't look anything like what democracy should look like. And in a flawed democracy, you will find instances like this. This will make the 8th coup in recent times on the continent of Africa, a number of them situated in West Africa. Now here in Central Africa, Gabon has, if it's successful, will be the 8th. Now, a few things to note. The elections which produced or reproduced Ali Bongo as president on Sunday when he was announced as president, having said to have won 60% of the vote, was said to have been flawed and wrought with irregularities. One, they said some foreign broadcast stations were not allowed to participate. Two, some foreign observers as well were prevented from accessing. They actually cut off internet source and power at some point during the elections. They also said nationwide there were people who had protested, yet the government or the government didn't listen to the agitations of the people and presented a winner following that grossly flawed elections. Following that, we have seen the result. Again, as has been established, there is no justification for an unconstitutional response to a democracy, which a coup is. However, as has been established as well, especially during the Nigerian coup, if we don't deal with the civilian coup, then we should prepare ourselves for a military coup. And what do I mean by civilian coups? Where governments or individuals decide to make leadership or governing over the people a personal ambition and make it that of a family business. When the rule of law is disregarded and disobeyed flagrantly, when the leaders want a lifetime presidency for themselves with illegal pushing of their terms in office, these are civilian coups. And so if we must condemn military coups, we also must condemn the root, which are civilian coups across countries in Africa. I'm hoping that ECOWAS and the AU will respond to this and that we can contain this matter very soon. Move on to our next story. Yesterday evening, at the British Deputy High Commissioner's residence in Ikoyi, Lagos,